Hey guys, welcome to episode number 2 of the Ask Glenos SEO show. So what we're going to be talking about today is a very basic understanding of SEO, how it works and why we do it. So episode 1 was based on the fact that we got a question asked by a partner of ours. So anytime you guys ask us questions, we're going to make that our top priority. If in this case, this week we didn't get any questions, we'll basically go to beginner 101, frequently asked questions that we can actually find on Google, what people are searching for on Google, and basically use that as how we build content going forward. And then if next week we get a question, then we'll go straight to that. And then the week after that, we'll go back to what people are asking for on the internet anyway. So we want to make sure that we give the priority first to you guys that ask the questions. And then if you guys aren't asking any questions, we'll just go to what other people are asking the internet basically, and based on what Google suggests as the most frequently asked questions around SEO. Oh, how SEO is done. I don't know why I put this one on the board. Basically, I already spoke about it last week. How SEO is done is basically split into on-page and off-page factors. So Google will come to your website, see a web page about A, and let's say your topic is dogs. So hopefully it will understand on-page factors. So you want to see a URL called dogs. You want to see links in your top navigation saying dogs, and then it browses to a URL called /dogs, not page 176, which I spoke about last week. And you're going to have a H1 that says a big heading, H1 that says, big dog, big and small dogs, for example, and then you're going to have all content underneath. So you're going to have a big heading, and you're going to have content. So think of a newspaper headline. It's got a big heading and it's got text underneath. Well, that's pretty much what the on-page is going to look like. You may have a few little images showing different dogs, and then you might even have, as I mentioned, internal link optimization. You might even go off to more specific pages called, big dogs. So the URL will be dogs/big dogs. Or big, right? And then that goes over to, that links internally from that generic page, and that helps your internal link optimization, which I spoke about last week. As well as, you got the off page. So it's looking at websites. So Google's obviously, as it's crawling other websites, it comes across a big website, a vet-based website that's talking about dogs. And you've got an article on your website talking about something specific to dogs. So big authoritative website called dogs.com or dogscare.com. Then links to your website because you put something about dogs that they want to link to. So you may have done a study on the 3 best ways to care for your dog. So then you have another article called 3 best ways to look after your dog. Then on dogscare.com, which we'll say is a big, just think about it as a massive authoritative website, will then link to your page called 3 best ways to look after your dog. And so Google looks at that and goes, wow, this page now is giving a big boost because you have a site that's relative to what you do and it's authoritative linking to you. The best way I've always explained it is it's basically like you've got your best friend. Hopefully you have a best friend, right? Otherwise this analogy is not going to work for you. But let's say you've got a really, really, really close friend. Now, have you ever noticed that if you go to a party and your really closest friend introduces you to someone, and your best friend clearly really likes that other person, that builds trust because you trust that person already. He's your best friend for a reason. Right? So that best friend of yours says, Tom is a really awesome person, become friends with Tom. So that's going to lend more credibility than if I say Tom's a good guy. But who am I? Who am I to you? We don't know each other that well. But if I say to you, Tom's a really, really, really good person, you're going to be like, maybe, but I don't know. Right? But if your best friend who you already got established trust, it's credible, it's been proven that it's been reliable and dependable, but all these years says Tom's a really, really good person, you're going to trust your best friend over me who you don't know. Well, search engine algorithms kind of work very, very similar in saying, well, we know dogscared.com's a really, really important site. Your site must be really good because they're obviously linking to you. And don't forget, it's a mathematical algorithm, right? So that's a really big way of determining how SEO is done, is making sure you've got the right pages optimized, as we talked about last week, and then we get authoritative and relevant resources linking off to your content. So that's how SEO is done on a basic level, on a really basic level. There's so much I could talk about. Keyword research, figuring out what people are searching for is really, really important, and creating content that's engaging. And there's so much, content marketing is huge. So how we basically create web pages to make sure that the way that they're written, using buzzwords and breaks in content, the way in which pages are actually formatted can really decide heavily upon someone reading a 10-minute article or not, and just reading the headline. So you want people staying on your site a long time, reading your content, because it improves a very important metric called time on site, which Google can measure if you have analytics installed. So that's really, really, really important, and that's pretty much how SEO is done. So I'm really flying through because I want to keep it, try to keep it 20 to 30 minutes. Hopefully, guys, this has been a really good basic 101. I find that some of the different, it actually throws me off when people ask really, really, really simple questions. I'm thinking, what do you do for a living? And I can easily say, it's search engine optimization. It's a process of improving your website's visibility on the search engines. But then, in front of camera, you kind of go, what's the best way to describe it? And then the brain goes in overdrive rather than if someone asked you on the side of the street. So it's been a bit of a journey for me to be able to talk on camera and to get my thoughts out clearly and concise and understand straight. So I'm describing it to you as if it's only just you that's asking me. So guys, if you've got a question on the crawling versus indexing, what is SEO, why we do it, what are search engines, and how SEO is done and understood, please, guys, leave a comment in the comment section below, and hopefully you can maybe ask me a question that I can do for episode number 3. Thanks a lot, guys. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too.